chapter, a chapter that is linked with your mole concept chapter as well in the beginning, and one of the easiest chapter because mixture of two or more compound, correct? Homogeneous mixture of two or more compound. Example, these example are important. Brass. Brass is made up of copper and zinc, and German silver, though it in name it contains silver, but it have copper, zinc, and nickel, and bronze, copper, and acid. So these two are interesting. Brass and bronze. People mix these two names first. Second, in brass, zinc, double S, zinc. Jed do not have zinc as in tin. Okay, remember brass, bronze. You know copper will be there. So in bronze, you don't have zinc. So zinc will be in brass. Understood? So because you will mix these things, and then Pratik, am I audible? Pratik, am I audible?
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. तो हमने जस्ट अभी स्टार्ट किया सॉल्यूशन ए होमोजेनस मिक्सचर ऑफ टू और मोर सब्सटेंस एग्जांपल ब्रास एंड ब्रोंज both are mixture in bronze you have jet copper is common between both like copper is present in brass as well as bronze you will mix the second part so in bronze you have jet but you don't have zinc then it will be acentin okay so these two are important you have 1 ppm fluoride that prevent tooth decay but if you make it 1.5 ppm it cause tooth decaying more correct so concentration is really important thing that's what we are going to talk about in this chapter how much amount you are taking is highly important correct same very high concentration of the fluoride is poisonous because we are using sodium fluoride in rat poison correct so uh, solution are the homogeneous mixture of two or more substance. Homogeneous means equally, properly mixed with each other. You cannot separate the solution. Example, if you take sugar and water and you dissolve them, it is a uniform distribution of sugar. So you cannot separate them easily, physically, right? So solvent in large quantity and solute in the less quantity. And in this chapter, we'll discuss only about the binary solution. Chandana, what is binary solution?
Sir, mixture have the solution have two
Two component,
components.
two substance. So if it is like trinary, it means three component are present. So here we'll have two component. If gas is dissolved in gas, example, air. Liquid is dissolved in gas, example, chloroform in the nitrogen gas. Okay, in water vapor, if you have few droplet of water, then it will be liquid in gas. Solid in gas, camphor in the nitrogen gas. Remember, whatever you take in the last, it will be solvent in large quantity. Right? So in all three cases, nitrogen gas is one of the major component. Oxygen, chloroform, camphor are the small component. That's why solute. Second, gas dissolve in liquid. Many gas, CO2 gas, oxygen gas, other gas. Nitrogen gas is dissolved in water. Correct. Liquid into liquid, ethanol. Ethanol is liquid. Water is also liquid. Solid, very basic. Gas is dissolved in the solid hydrogen gas in platinum or palladium. Hydrogen gas in platinum or palladium. आओ दादा जी फोन कर था आपको तरह पहुंचा था लेकिन बिजी आओ थे Huh. Liquid in solid amalgam of mercury and sodium. Uh, Jordan, where do we have this amalgam of sodium and mercury? Jordan, where do we have mercury and sodium amalgam?
He is not there.
Okay. Uh, Anvita, sodium and mercury amalgam. Do we have in Wolff-Kishner? No, 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 not Wolff-Kishner. Clemmensen reduction.
Yes,
Correct.
sure. Yeah, yeah.
Mm. Solid in solid kind of alloy like copper is dissolved in gold. So all these are the solution in the different form because NEET can ask this also. Mass percentage, a given mass of the solute in solution. So mass of the component means solute in the total solution. It could be solute or solvent. Example, this is already given. If you have 10% glucose in water, it means if you have 100 gram of solution, 10 gram is glucose, 90% is water. Same thing, volume of a given component by total volume, volume percentage. Correct. And same, if you take 10% of ethanol, it means 10 ml is ethanol, 90 ml is water, total is 100. Okay, this is important. You take 35% solution of ethylene glycol, anti-freezing, used in car for cooling the engine. It doesn't. It helps not to freeze the oil in the extreme winter. Correct? Because in this case, your freezing point will be very very low. So oil do not freeze easily, especially in the extreme winter country. Correct? Parts per million when anything is present in very very small amount. Given number by total number multiply by 10 is to power 6. If it is in 100, then percent. Parts per million present in 1 lakh, sorry, 10 lakh. Okay. Example, if you take any gas, you can take gas in this one. Ki how much oxygen is dissolved in the water. So oxygen amount will be very, 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 very less. So how many oxygen particle in total particle multiply by 100. This is very popular. Pratigya, what is mole fraction?
Balance electron.
Hmm.
Molality में balance. Molality में मतलब balance.
Given mole by total number of mole. Given mole by total number of mole. If you add both of them, value will be equal to 1. So you don't need to calculate both. Calculate one, another you will get. Okay. So XA like this, same XB will be like this. If you add all of them, answer will be 1. Okay. So this is very important in case of vapor pressure. With the concentration of the solution, we'll use this in the gaseous mixture. Solve this question, guys. Mole fraction of this in a solution containing 20% this by mass. Is it possible for all of you to take class in the morning, like 7 o'clock?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Because tomorrow there will be some ritual, and in the morning it won't be possible. I will take in afternoon. Why I'm taking in the morning? Because I can cover up whatever I do at 10 o'clock. Same thing I'll do in the morning. Six or seven? Which one will be comfortable for you?
The 7.
7.
Seven. Okay. So I'll take at seven. Solve this question. Mhm.
Sir, is it 0.67?
0.67.
67.
Which one? C2H6O2.
Hmm.
Okay. So first calculate molar mass, because in case of mole fraction, if you calculate for a given substance, so number of mole divided by total number of mole. It means first you have to calculate moles of this C2H6O2. If solution name is not given, you have to always consider water. Okay, water. So what is the mass of the C2H6O2? 20 gram. 20 gram divided by what is the number of what is the molar mass of C2H6O2? C2 means 24, H6 6, and O2 32. So it will be 62. Correct. Number of moles of water. If 20 gram is this, then 80% will be water. So 80 gram divided by 18. Correct. Now you can calculate total number of moles in this case and total number of moles in this case. Here, if you calculate, it will be 0.32 something, and it will be like 4.44 something. Total number of moles 4.76. Correct. So, what will be your mole fraction? Given mole divide by, and second, whatever value you will get minus one minus that. Next one. Understood, guys? Any doubt?
No, sir.
Molarity. Moles of solute divided by volume of the solution. Here, along with the volume, solution word is also important. And in liter is also important. Okay. Then calculate this. Molarity of this and this gram of solution. Done. This will be molarity. Moles of uh, moles of solute. This molarity will also equal to given mass by molar mass 1000 volume of solution in ml. Correct.
Sir, I'm getting 0.27.
0.27. Correct. So given mass 5, molar mass 40, 1000, and volume this. Molality, same thing, but here you have mass of solvent. Instead of volume of solution, you have mass of solvent. Instead of volume of solution, you have mass of solvent. Here you also need density, which is equal to mass by volume. So you have to use this sometime. Okay. Example, if you want to calculate mass of the solvent, okay. So what will happen? You will have volume of the solution, correct? From and density will be given of the solution. Based on that, you can calculate total mass of the solution, correct? And whenever you will calculate mass of the solution, how to calculate mass of the solvent? Take total solution mass minus given mass of the solute. That's how you will calculate using the density, because density formula is very common in this case. Okay. And we will have molality only in elevation in boiling point, depression in freezing point, molality only. So if you take mass percent, parts per million, mole fraction, and molality, all these are independent of temperature. How do we know? Because volume is not considered. So mass, ppm, mole fraction, molality, all these are temperature independent because volume is not taken into consideration. But if you take molarity or normality, then it will be dependent on the temperature. Why? Because it consider volume, because it is volume dependent. And if you change the temperature, volume will change, but mass will remain same. Correct? Solve this question. Every NCRT question is really important. Molality. Given mass by molar mass 1000 by mass of the solution. Sorry, solvent. This is the mass of the solvent. Molar mass is equal to given mass 2.5. Molar mass you can calculate for CH3. 2 carbon 24, 4 hydrogen 4,
Getting
2 oxygen
0.54.
38. 16, huh?
Yeah,
1000
getting
divided
0.51.
by 75. Any doubt? You got the same answer?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. The first part is done. What is solubility of the substance? How much amount you can dissolve in particular solvent at particular temperature. It means what really matters is it depends on nature of solute. Example, if you dissolve sugar or if you dissolve salt, solubility will be different. It depend upon the solvent also, whether you take water, alcohol, or benzene. It depend upon the temperature. If you increase temperature, solubility usually increase for solid. And pressure. In case of gas, pressure play important. So these are the four factors. Question can be asked: what are the factors that affect the solubility of the substance? So solvent, solute, temperature, and pressure. Okay. First, solid in a liquid. Okay. Solid in a liquid. So you can easily dissolve solid in a liquid. In this case, pressure will not be a bigger factor. You will not consider pressure much. Why? Because solid pressure do not change after increasing temperature. So that's why we are not considering. Correct. If you see, you take different type of thing, NaCl, NaCl or sugar dissolve easily in water, but not in naphthalene or anthracene. Why? Naphthalene and anthracene are organic compound. Organic material dissolve in organic. Same, if you take naphthalene and anthracene, they easily dissolve in benzene. But uh, NaCl sugar do not, because like dissolve like. Polar solute dissolve polar solvent, non-polar solute dissolve non-polar solvent, and like dissolve like. You always carry on type of. Any doubt, guys, till here? Like dissolve like. That's why you will see ki if you take NaCl, it dissolve in water but not in benzene or inorganic, sorry, organic solvent. Why? And that's the reason why you, whenever you have some stain, bad stain on your cloth, if it is not washable, first we are using soap. Soap is organic solvent. If you are not able to dissolve with this, then you use petrol. Why? Organic solvent, right? Organic solvent. Any doubt? So if you dissolve any solute in the solvent, then this process is known as dissolution. When you keep on dissolving the solute, it is dissolution process. Correct? And once you add too much solute, it will settle down crystallization. It will settle down crystallization. There will be a process where both process of crystallization and dissolution have exactly same value. This is known as dynamic equilibrium. Solute and solvent will form solution, and solution will again form this. Any doubt, guys? So such solution will be known as saturated solution. Jordan, what is the meaning of saturated solution?
The solution in which more of solute cannot be, sorry, more of solvent cannot be absorbed.
More solute cannot be dissolved.
Dissolved, yes, sir.
Example, if you have water and sugar, you are adding sugar, you can dissolve it. Adding sugar, you can dissolve it. Example, you add 2 gram sugar, you can dissolve it. 5 gram, 10 gram, you can dissolve. Once you reach 120 gram and you add 121 gram, this 1 gram will settle down and again form solute and solvent. So this is the crystallization process when your sugar will settle down at the bottom, correct? So what is the 120 gram sugar in water? Saturated solution. Maximum amount of solute is already dissolved. If you try to dissolve any more amount, what will happen? It will settle down. Okay, it will settle down. Unsaturated solution, you can dissolve more. Unsaturated solution, you can dissolve more amount in it. Jordan, what is Lee Chatelier principle?
I forgot the definition, sir.
Lee Chatelier principle tell that if you have a saturated solution or equilibrium condition, equilibrium is saturated, same meaning. So if you have equilibrium condition and you try to do some change in the equilibrium, so solution will always oppose the change. I gave same example multiple times, telling you once more. Imagine ki Jordan, when do you get up in the morning?
Around 6:30.
6:30. Chandana,
7:30.
7:30. Barinder,
Yes, sir.
when do you wake up in the morning?
Sir, 9 o'clock.
9 o'clock. Pratigya,
6 o'clock.
6 o'clock. और जो अभी सो रही है उसका क्या करें?
Sir, क्या?
अन्वित, कुछ नहीं. Anvita,
Sir, 9.
9. Okay, so let's take your average is 9. Jordan, if example you have maid in your house, okay, and she is cleaning the whole house, enter into your room at 5 o'clock, okay, and it's summer, extreme summer, fan is on, so she will switch off the fan, making some noise. What will you do in that case?
I'll get up, go and sleep in the living room.
Exactly. So you oppose the change in some or other way, and you will try to establish new equilibrium whenever there is a change. Same thing happen in equilibrium. If any change happen in any situation, so you oppose the change. First, you don't want to wake up, but if change happen, you oppose any change and you want to stay in the same situation of sleep. Do you feel, guys, ki example just before getting up, your parents make you get up or you get up by some or other reason? Sarah felt ki if sir said ki he will take class at 3, he will definitely make 4. Right, Jordan?
Maybe, sir, I'm not sure.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Sarah. Sarah, did you feel ki if sir said ki he will take class at 3, definitely he'll make 4 at least?
Yeah,
But I started on time today.
sir, I would have joined on time. I was asleep, sir.
Okay. So imagine ki we started solution chapter. How much we did all this stuff. Solution, this different type of solution, mass percentage, volume percent, ppm, some questions, all the need NCRT questions, and then we are doing this solubility. We are doing Lee chatelier principle. So many things. Okay. So same thing happen in case of Lee chatelier principle. I will explain this part extremely. Did I teach you this Lee chatelier principle chemical equilibrium guide? Did so Lee chatelier principle means it oppose any change. It oppose any change. Okay. It oppose any change. Example: if your A react with B and form C in equilibrium condition. Okay. In that situation, what will happen? This is a reactant. This one is product. If you increase the reactant, what will happen, Chandana? If you increase the reactant, give me one minute. नमस्कार डॉक्टर साहब. नमस्कार डॉक्टर साहब. बहुत बढ़िया, आपने सुनाओ. क्लास 11th आप बताओ. So what happened, Chandana, ki if we increase the reactant, what saturation or equilibrium will try to shift itself. So if you add more reactant, it will try to make more product, right?
Yes.
And if after adding reactant, it try to make more product, it means equilibrium will shift in forward direction. Equilibrium shift in forward. Barinder, if you increase product, what will happen? If you increase product, it will try to make more reactant and your equilibrium will shift in the backward direction. Make sense?
Yes.
So this is the one impact of the change in concentration. If you change the concentration, equilibrium will change itself in a way that it resists any kind of change. Okay, one thing. Second, the effect of the temperature. So if reaction is endothermic, delta H value is more than 0. If reaction is endothermic, what will happen? In this situation, you will see that if you increase temperature, reaction will shift in the forward direction. It means if delta H is negative and reaction is exothermic, and if you increase temperature, then it will occur in the backward direction. This is what we need here. This is what we have here. If delta H is positive, reaction is endothermic. Endothermic means it can absorb more heat, and if it absorb more heat, reaction will proceed further. If you increase heat, how you increase heat? By adding temperature. By increasing temperature, reaction will be the forward. Okay. If delta H is negative and if you try to increase temperature, heat will release. Right? Heat will release, then it go to the backward direction. Reactant, it will try to form. Understood, or should I explain this again? This is the factor we have here. In lead chatelier we have in our chemical equilibrium. Okay. Got it? Same thing I will teach you here. Equilibrium. Le Chatelier principle. If your delta H is positive, means reaction is endothermic. Then if you increase the temperature, then solubility increase. Like forward direction, solubility increase. Exothermic ulta. Okay, exothermic ulta. Effect of pressure is minimum. Why? Because solid do not compress easily. Correct? Because solid and liquid are highly incompressible. You cannot compress them easily by increasing pressure. That's why there is least impact. That understood, guys? If you want to dissolve your sugar into water, what are the factors that affect? If you increase, it is reaction is endothermic. What will happen in the endothermic reaction? If you increase the temperature, solubility will increase. Okay, and no impact of the pressure. Done. That's all. You have more content related to the solubility of gas in liquid. It means most of gas can easily dissolve in the water. Why? Solubility, like water can form hydrogen bond. Water can form hydrogen bond. Oxygen can also dissolve in water. That's why all the aquatic organism can live in water because oxygen is dissolved in it. Correct. HCl is highly soluble in water. Pratigya, why? Because of the ionic nature. H positive ion can be easily dissolved. H positive Cl negative ion. Correct? H positive Cl negative ion. Ionic compound can be easily dissolved in water. Like NaCl is ionic compound. That's why it is dissolved. So pressure and temperature both will play important role. Solubility increase with increase in pressure. Any doubt, guys, in this? Because imagine you have a solution. If you increase pressure from above, if you compress it, you will increase pressure, then more gas will dissolve in water. Any doubt? More gas will dissolve with increase in pressure.
When
Yes.
temperature increases, pressure will decrease. Sorry.
Yes. It depends what you are considering. Example, if you increase temperature, usually solubility of gas will decrease. Why? They try to leave the solution.
The pressure increases when temperature, sorry, decreases when
Yes,
temperature
pressure
increases.
decreases
Yeah.
in that case. Okay. So depend on the situation. Why? Because if you have a closed container and if you increase temperature, then water vapor will convert into liquid. That is also different thing we'll discuss in this chapter. Is solubility in general increase with increase in temperature, and sorry, when you increase pressure, solubility increase. When you increase temperature, solubility decrease. Why? Gas particle will try to move away from the solution. So solubility decrease. That is the normal trend. Again, note it down. Very, 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 very important. Okay. Now, come to the directly Henry law. Henry law explained what is the role of pressure and solubility, like how solubility change by changing the pressure. And he said, कि solubility of the gas in a liquid is directly depend upon the partial pressure of the gas above the surface. Remember, above the surface. If above the surface you increase pressure, as you can see diagram here, if you put piston down, then pressure will increase. Pressure increase, more number of gas particle will dissolve in liquid. Make sense? Make sense, guys? Understood? Second, Dalton at the same time explained the solubility of a gas depend upon the pressure of the gas. If you increase pressure, solubility will be more. Correct? Related to the same pressure or solubility, you can use the term mole fraction. Okay. So if you are talking about mole fraction, basically you are talking about solubility. Mole more fraction means more solubility. Correct? That's why it is saying कि mole fraction of a gas is directly proportional to the partial pressure gas over the solution. It means if you increase pressure, more gas will dissolve in solution. More gas dissolve means solubility will be more. Makes sense, guys? And remember, we are talking over the solution. It means if you take a container, here you have piston. You have piston. This piston will try to compress the gas. When piston try to compress the gas, what will happen? Gas particle will easily dissolve in the liquid. Example,